Hi, so welcome to part two here. I got logged out of EBSCOhost, which is the big database ring that controls academic search complete. Um, it happens, you got to deal with it. I had to reload it. And here I've got the actual abstract. I've also got the entire article. Now, again, we want to make sure that we are really make a good rough cut, a collection of yeses or maybes. So if we go back here, suppose we just wanted to check. Now if we roll over the little magnifying glass, notice you're going to get the subjects, which are very helpful, and also the abstract. Abstract is just a very fancy word for summary. You read this: possible negative economic effects of deportation policies preferred by U.S. President Donald Trump. Projections for U.S. economic growth in relation to Trump's economic policy proposals. So let's talk about the relationship between immigration and economic health. Could be worth our while. So if I were researching this paper, I would go ahead and put a little plus there next to the folder icon. Boom! All of a sudden, it got a little paper in there. Let's pretend like I've got a couple that I really, really like. And they're either yeses or maybes. So I push the folder plus button, then I go up to the folder icon at the top, and look, there's some little papers in there. Doing that, click on that. Notice it lists them all here. Now, what I'm going to do is send them all to myself. So I'm going to hit the select/deselect all button. And then, again, you could save it as a file on your computer. Once you email it, then it's safe, and then you can save it on your computer. That's how I always do it. So I hit the email button, email from support. You might have to allow this sender. Sometimes I see it as spam. Include when sending the full text in HTML or internet format, PDF when you can, standard field format, detailed citation, and abstract. You want as much as you can, but citation format, we're not using Brazilian national standards. We're using our absolute favorite, MLA. So that means it's going to give you something that's pretty close to what's going to be on your works cited page. And then you're going to hit send. Oh, and I got to put in my email address. But from there, once you put in that email address, you're totally good to go. Now, like I said, when you're doing this kind of project and you're just starting your research, you just want to gather information that's, pretty hopeful. You don't want to read entirely deeply through a whole article because then you spend all your time on that one. You kind of want to see what's out there to kind of figure out from the summaries, from the abstracts, which ones are going to be most likely to help you. So, given that, I've made this nice little flow chart or way of getting through it. So take notes on this. So you're going to read the article title. And if it sounds helpful to your project, if it's about, like, say, undocumented immigrants or illegal residents or something like that, the wording could change. Ask yourself, if it doesn't sound helpful, you're going to move on to the next article. If it's a yes or a maybe, then you're going to read the abstract. Remember, the abstract is that little summary. Now, if you're doing CQ, you're going to be reading the introduction. You don't have to go super deep into it. You can give it just, a nice skim. Does the abstract sound helpful? If it doesn't, you move on to the next article. If yes or maybe, save the article. And that's really all there is to it. It takes a little practice, takes a little time, but remember, you're just trying to gather the hopefuls in there for right now. And in general, look at what your minimum sources are, and I would probably shoot for gathering double. That's because you're going to have some misses in there. And the thing is, let's say 75% of them can be helpful. You want to pick out the most helpful ones that are going to do your work, do a lot of the work for you. Once again, if you've got any questions, feel free to email me or to text me. I'd be happy to talk with you about your projects. Thanks a lot, and I will talk to you soon. Happy researching.